Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and we're talking robots today.
Yeah, please excuse our coworker Bob here. He's going to keep going while we talk.
Yeah, he's working hard there, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently.
This is actually a live stream, correct?
It is a live stream, and we don't know where it's live streaming from. We don't know what it's live streaming of. You know,
it's right there.
Yeah, it's a robot sorting packages, but is it Amazon? What is it?
Don't know, but they've been having this run live, and since it's
Look at how he keeps flipping that box. He's getting fancy there, doing twirls and all that. He could do one of those signs out by the road,
right?
With the flips.
Someday we'll see robots out there, I'm sure. Positive, especially when it's 115 degrees out here in Phoenix. You know?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
but you can see there he's been flipping these packages over so that the barcode and label is face down.
Yep, we wrote down a number.
Yeah, he's already to this point, and I'm not sure how long he's been doing this. Do we know the start time on this, guys?
9 days ago.
9 days ago. So in 9 days, he has sorted through 245,592 packages. That was the number count we were at when we started the show here. We're going to see in the next half hour how many he's gone through.
There you go.
Yeah, and it does say here that, I'm just searching for it. It says that this is a test, kind of like companies do stress testing, and it's done at the Figure headquarters in San Jose.
Okay.
So this is like laboratory testing facility. Pretty amazing, though. You know, and we were talking about this before the show, how lifelike this looks as far as being humanoid.
Right, and he's making sure that all the labels are down. When every one he grabs, he flips the label over. He sees the label. He flips that box. That package.
It just keeps going. But honestly, look where we're at with the movements, the arm movements. They look pretty natural.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
And his name's Bob.
So what's not to like?
Hey, we have a Bob too, right?
We have a Bob.
So
we finally got Bob on the podcast.
Yeah. One way or another, he's there. So yeah, he's gonna be playing throughout the background there. We're gonna be talking about robotics, and how it's changing, the world as we know it.
Right. Yeah.
What does robotics bring to the workforce?
Right.
Right.
And I think it began quite a while ago, a long time ago, but even some early applications, when companies started using, like phone systems that autoresponders,
sure,
things like that, instead of having a receptionist.
Yeah.
And you could, go in, and now all the auto prompts and everything to try and figure out what you want. And online chat, same thing, chat bots, and figuring all that out. Then you migrate into AI, and you can't get a human now to save your life.
No.
Because it wants to not transfer you, right? And so that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of the, electronic and robots, meaning interaction-wise, not physical robots, but this is what's now. This is what's happening.
Yeah, it is. And I think the fearful part for people about this is the fact that we're uneducated. People think, oh my gosh, we're going to lose jobs. Jobs are going to go away. I don't think so. I think we will, in essence, robots and robotics will take over some positions, right? But you'll see the migration towards other positions forming.
Well, sure. I mean, we deported a bunch of people. They could go out in the fields and pick lettuce.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely an application for that there.
Yeah. They're not going to get tired in the sun.
Got to go there.
Yeah, well, I mean...
yeah, it's true, though. It's a reality of life that we're living in.
There are jobs that people don't want to do.
There are certain jobs that people just don't want to do.
One thing for you guys, too. Today, I don't know if you saw, but Meta laid off 10% of its staff.
Did it really?
Over 8,000 people, just for the sake of AI automation, not even robots. So,
right.
So what's the next step once robots are introduced?
I did see that on the news last night, that they told everybody not to come in today, and that people were fired via email.
That's a tough reality.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
it's probably better than playing the access badge roulette and see, does it work or doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
From what the article said that I read, though, they did get pretty generous severance
I'm sure.
A lot of them, and then they're also simultaneously doing that cut. They're making record profit that they've ever made. So they're gearing up to just consolidate a serious amount
downsize, and
of stuff into AI.
yeah.
Well,
it's
that's
amazing.
a thank you for producing a great product. You work yourself out of a job.
Well, like I said earlier, you got to go back, and this goes way back. We've always looked towards advancement, right?
Right.
I mean, look at example Ford.
Yeah.
You know, they used to assemble vehicles by hand when they first started making them, and then came the assembly line. Well, that alleviated some jobs because it, speeded things up.
Right.
And then came automation to that assembly line.
Right.
And now we're taking a step further with robotics getting involved, to a next step. But at the same time, too, we've grown in other aspects and created other jobs and other opportunities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's going to be some transition effects for sure. It's going to hurt a
Yep.
little bit to people out there, but I don't think it's going to be as big as what people think. Not the big, huge, massive layoffs.
There's one moving in the background there.
Oh, yeah.
He was out taking a walk.
So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of room for robotics to in the environment, in the workplace. That's going to be able to help as a tool.
Yeah.
As we go through this. One thing that I know that to ask about, yeah, you mentioned that these things take no breaks, right?
Right.
They're constantly working. So I'm thinking to myself, if you have a floor of robots working out there, guess what? You don't have people that need to do things like use the restroom, use the lunchroom. And, you're going to be able to cut back and save money on other parts of the business,
Right.
janitorial services and things like that.
Right.
In which case, we're already seeing robotics do that. I don't know if you've been in a QT here recently.
No,
but
I'll
they
let you
actually
tell
have,
me about that, though.
yeah. But they have robots now that are cleaning the floors.
Oh, yeah?
You walk in there, it's a little robot on the floor, and he goes around, and it's mopping, and it's cleaning, and
Star Wars.
yeah. Yeah, like a Roomba, but a giant size, and it says hello to you. It's got little eyes on it, and it interacts with you.
And when you go on the Death Star, you see all the little things,
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So we're already seeing this, robotics in some of the environments that we're seeing out there. Not considering that what we're seeing for food delivery as well. We talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah, the little Dasher carts or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is something to be said. I mean, look at poor Bob here. He's still going, and there's no sign of fatigue or anything going on with this guy.
Mark, I just got that. Were you calling QT the Death Star?
No, no.
equating
The
the two?
robots.
No. I was saying, you know how in Star Wars when they go on the Death Star and there's all the little droids that are on the floor? Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
No,
I have a Roomba, but it doesn't do a good job. I'm sorry, but
yours doesn't? Mine does really well.
Does it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I got to get a different model, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't
Crashes
think,
into things and doesn't know where it's going.
and I don't think it really has a lot of suction power and doesn't have a lot of room to store it either.
Yeah.
And you probably, I don't know what kind of filtration system it has on it, but
It's got a
a
nice
vacuum-
little filter in there. Mine pops out. You clean the filter and
Yeah.
clean out the trash it picked up. But like I said, mine works really well.
Yeah.
I've been really happy with it.
Cool.
But what's next? I mean, eventually robotics will, of course, become just secondary in the home.
Yeah.
They'll be there for chores and whatnot and things we need to get done.
Doing the dishes.
Making the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the ladies can keep that job.
No, I'd rather. Really? Poor Amber over there. Oh. Yeah, roll those eyes.
What
So-
was the joke? Why did who was it that said
Yeah.
that? Charles Barkley?
I think that was
I
it,
did
yeah.
see that where Charles said they said I think it was Shaq was asking him, why don't you buy your lady a watch? And he said, because there's a clock on the stove.
Just wrong. Wow. Wow. Now, let me ask you this about robotics. We see it in this application where he's being able to sort packages, right?
Yeah, yep.
What about things like emergency services, robots for fire, working and fighting fires, robots for those types of scenarios? Because you can get a robot into, say, a house fire where maybe a human can't get in fast enough because they got to put the gear on and everything else.
I think they use them already for bomb detection too, like
Do they?
testing bombs out in the Middle East and stuff. They'll have like this track-driven robot that goes up there and tries to disarm it first.
Right. I think you're right. He's trying to figure out where the label is.
You found it.
Get out of here.
So what do
Yeah.
you think are some of the controversies that are going to be coming out of this? You know, we know, of course, the workforce is a controversy because people don't want to see jobs loss.
Right.
You know,
Well, I think there's, going to be workforce education, number one. And not everybody's a rocket scientist, right? I mean, there are some jobs that are very appropriate for certain people. And,
Correct.
And I'm not saying anything about anything. I'm just saying that there's different people have different capacities to learn. And so, you take away something like this that's very easy to do, and a person was doing it, then what?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there is a fine line between efficiency and understanding that, yeah, I mean, a robot is not going to care about the financial health of a company. They're not going to go to the company softball game, right?
No.
I mean, there's this camaraderie and everything. We make an environment too sterile like this. And I think there's, as I talked about, psychological impact. I think there's an emotional impact. So anything used correctly and used strategically, it has value. But, some companies might see this as a panacea, a solution for everything. And I think that would be a shame,
To look at it that way, correct. I
Yeah.
can totally see that. I'm curious to see after this. It's great that they're doing this, and taking the time to study what's taken place here, because I'd be curious of the data points that they're collecting over this period of time.
Right.
I mean, the feedback coming from this is going to be great to where they can help improve the processes, whether it's speed, timeliness,
Right.
accuracy. So that would be interesting at first to see the first set of data points on how the robot works versus, after the experiment, where it lands.
Well, it's taken a long time, to get to this point. And you look at, 10 years ago, I think it's been now, when Uber was first working with driverless cars,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing all of their experimentation here in the Valley.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it, I mean, the Waymos are everywhere now. So, I know the insurance industry loves the fact that there are driverless cars because human error is by far and away the biggest cause of accidents.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can eliminate that, then you instead of paying per month for insurance on a car, they're going to have you paying per month for car service.
Yeah.
And car ownership is going to become a thing of the past.
Yeah, I could totally see it moving in that
Yeah.
direction eventually here.
I mean, I know for a fact I was driving an Uber and had a State Farm executive in the back of my car, and we were talking about it. And
Yeah.
that's, in the boardrooms, that's where they want to be in 20 years, in 15 years.
Are we going to be at a point in time in humanity where we want to give up our what we call a freedom to be able to drive? I mean, that's the big
Exactly.
question.
Right.
Because, it's a trade-off.
What happens, though, let's just say there are nefarious actors who decide what you're going to do. And so they say, okay, you want to drive a car, your insurance is going to be $2,000 a month.
They're just going to price you out of the market so
Right.
you don't want to drive. I get that. Yeah.
So you can't drive.
Yeah.
Right. And by law, you have to have insurance, right?
Correct.
So, they can create an environment where you comply and it's not going to be a willing compliance, meaning if you had a preference, you would do it a different way, but your choices are going to be so limited that you're either going to have to be very wealthy to be able to do it,
Or you're just
or you're going to have to do what,
taking the Waymo. Here you go.
do what they want you to do. Yeah.
Right. Now, robotics is not only in the workforce, but we're going to see this in other avenues as well. What do you think about the sports industry, entertainment industry, what we're going to see with robotics there? We already seen that robots are performing in marathons, right? They're out there doing some of these sporting events already. I think one time on the show we showed the Japanese robots playing soccer.
Right.
So
That's not entertaining, though.
it's fun to watch if you ask
Well,
me.
yeah, I mean this is ASMR for the eyes right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit there and watch it and just kind of go, "Ooh," and drool and
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's the entertainment value is limited. I think that robotics, they're using it in cameras. They're positioning cameras all over instead of having cameramen. They're positioning cameras all over stadiums, and the quality is probably better because you're controlling everything from a control room instead, and you don't have to give an instruction and have a person do whatever they do. You can just control everything from right there, and it's instant.
Yeah. Well, I can also see them being used on any sort of no matter what the environment is, for things that are dangerous, in entertainment, stunts.
Yeah.
Right. Like Jesse had brought up, bomb detection.
There
He's
he goes
walking
again.
around in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are certainly jobs that humans do that are hazardous, that could be eliminated from human participation by using the robots. And I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's save lives this way.
Depends on how well they can defuse the bomb, though.
Or run the nuclear plant, Palo Verde up there.
Right. If they get blown up every time, then human didn't lose his life, but we're
Let me
gonna
ask you
need
guys,
another robot.
Jesse, if you were into running, let's say, would you compete against a robot?
For anything?
Yeah, sports. Let's say sports.
No, I mean definitely not.
No?
No, I don't think there's a competition. Kind of like there's different weight divisions and there's different skill divisions for certain types of sports, different gender divisions. I think it's just there's no way to compete with robot on certain things that are physical.
Sure, but would you use it as a tool? In essence, what I'm saying is, would you have the robot go out and perform the sport or activity, then use that data set point that you get feedback on to help improve your game?
Well, I mean, I don't really know how I would be able to do that. I think that the reaction time of a robot, especially in the next 3 or 4 years, 5 years, just what they're going to be capable of, there isn't anything that I'm going to be able to do that'll come even close to that. So what I'm looking forward to, there's a movie not long ago called Real Steel where it was boxing, and it was robot boxing, but there's humans outside with like a control panel controlling the robots. I think that's what we're going to soon, where there's still going to be humans involved in like an augmented sense controlling certain aspects of it, but I mean, I don't think
Rock'em sock'em robots.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. we don't need
There he
to
goes
do
again.
it ourselves anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, along the road, we already know robots are going to be replacing some of the workforce, correct? But do you think they'll be replacing a lot of the workforce or become more of a tool to work in compatibility with the human side of the workforce?
They're going to replace all of the workforce.
You think so? Completely? Just nobody ever has to work again?
So, no, never again. So you think about driving. Tesla is already solving that with full self-driving. We have self-driving semis from Tesla now. We have different vehicle sizes that are doing it. We have the Waymos, we have Zooks in Las Vegas, the little square boxes, look like a toaster, but it's all automated. So driving is already a done deal.
So
Next is manufacturing. We've had robots forever since the start of the assembly line. We've improved on robots. We've had robots out there. What's different about robots now? This one in particular, it looks like a human and it's powered by AI.
yeah.
Those are the only differences. Robots have been around for a very long time.
Yeah, so in that utopia world that we eventually get to, where nobody has to work, I'm assuming that the monetary system goes out the window. So how would you know? Is everybody just going to be in the same vehicle? Everybody wears the same types of clothes? I mean, what choices would you have in that particular society that you see coming?
Well, the choice would be whatever you want. A robot would be the seamstress, and it would make you whatever clothes you want that day. You could design them with AI. You could have them printed right there on the spot with AI and a robot. You have people right now, like I don't know if you saw earlier this week, Jeff Bezos was talking about how the bottom 50% of Americans shouldn't pay taxes at all.
They don't. They already don't.
I don't know if that's true.
It is very true.
It's definitely not true.
It is 100% true.
I'm
As a matter of
part of
fact,
that.
figure.
as a matter of fact, they get money back. A lot of them, money that they didn't even pay in.
Oh, I'm one of them, and that's just not true.
Bottom 50%, then, or you have a bad tax guy.
No, it's not. It's not about that.
I don't think you're in the bottom 50%. I think how much? Let's see here.
The bottom
let's fact
50%.
check this real time here. Hold on.
Let's do it, because the bottom 50% is like basically everybody except for a few thousand people. There are like
Is that really where the cutoff is?
there's like 2,000 or 3,000 people that pay the vast majority of taxes. Those are the wealthiest people. Then the rest of us, we still pay taxes, but it's less than 3% of the total tax that's input into the government.
That's crazy. I never thought to look that statistic up. I mean, if it is, that's kind of mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Put it that way. That doesn't work in my budget at home.
Yeah, if everybody over $10 million net worth were the ones paying taxes, we'd still have 97% of our taxes that the government needs to function.
Okay, so the bot, it says for the most current data, which was 2022, the cutoff for the bottom 50% was about $50,000 annual income, and they paid about 3% of all federal income taxes.
Yeah.
At an effective tax rate of about 3.7%.
And where is that information from?
GPT from the Tax Foundation.
There's got to be a source there.
Yeah, it cited the Tax Foundation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It is an interesting thought. I mean, to take a look at that. But I think Bezos is onto something there. I really do. The whole tax system needs to be revamped.
Right.
It just does. I mean, we all know that.
Effective federal income tax rate of 3.7%.
Wow.
So you take that down another 10% and go bottom.
Right, but my point is that all those people at 50,000 or 60,000 or whatever the cutoff is, all those people paying taxes, zero that out, none of them pay taxes, we still have 97% of our taxes or more. Because the vast majority of taxes does not come from them in the first place. But it's not to say they're not paying it. They're absolutely paying taxes.
No, they are. They're paying
Sales tax.
into 3%.
Gas tax.
Anyway, that tax code, there's a lot there to.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of ways to get tax breaks, but
The bottom 40% pay roughly a 1 to 2% total tax rate.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that needs to be revamped, reworked.
Well, when people get money back when they don't pay anything in,
that's always been an argument I've had for that. I don't understand. If you paid in $2 and you get back $5, makes no sense to me.
you paid in zero and you get back $20,000.
Yeah, I mean those numbers. It does, like I said, it
That
doesn't work at
happens.
home in my budget.
Yeah. No. No.
I think
that
that's
money.
called tax fraud.
Well, no, it's not. It's called earned income credit.
Yep.
It's called child tax credit, because a credit is money that doesn't exist for you except that they move it into the column as if you paid it, right? So even though you didn't pay it, that moves into your column as if you paid it, and then they take your income and subtract figure out your tax burden, subtract what they credited you with, and that's how people get money that they never paid
into it
back. Yeah.
Well, the solution is simple. We just forget taxes for humans in general and start taxing the robots, right?
Well, I mean,
they're going to be everywhere, so we'll just have them pay taxes.
Like you said earlier, the monetary system will have to completely shift. So Bezos is saying we should save that 3% on taxes and give everybody a break. That's fine. And then he was even saying the nurse making $75,000 in Manhattan a year should not be paying taxes, and I agree with that too. But we have Elon also saying we need universal high income, not universal basic income. So you have all of these very wealthy people that are starting to say, yeah, we need to figure this out because it's coming quickly.
Well, especially if we're going to find out that our monetary system has to change or even actually get to a point where it disappears, we've got to get there.
What do you think would happen with society if people didn't have to work for a living? What, in your fantasy, what in the world do you think people would turn into?
Why?
Oh,
They have
he
the-
stopped.
Oh,
Bob
he did stop.
stopped. We finally seen Bob
Uh-oh.
fatigue.
He's bowing.
What's happening? Is he losing battery?
Hey, you're seeing it here live, folks. What timing? What timing? Oh, he's having a glitch.
wait.
He just had to
He's
take a
having
break.
a
Okay,
glitch.
he's back.
We said they don't take breaks. We just saw him take a break.
Maybe he was getting a download.
Getting some kind of update or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're live streaming us on Gruber Wired.
There we go.
Yeah. We almost had
like,
we
hey.
almost had breaking news there.
I know.
Hey, Amber,
Yeah.
I gave you a
But-
photo to show. You want to pull that up for us?
Can you imagine if it would have just burst into flames or something?
Yeah.
We're gonna go shout out here to Bones from Star Trek. This is from the original series, and it was from the Ultimate Computer was the name of this particular episode, and they're talking about AI and computers and robots, right?
Yeah.
And his statement was compassion. That's one thing no machine ever had. Maybe it's the one thing that keeps men or people ahead of them. Yeah, are we ever get to the point where we're going to see emotion in robots? I mean, is it even going to be
there are
possible or feasible?
some people who fake compassion anyway, so I'm sure it can happen.
Is Bob on an extension cord? Good question. We do not know.
We don't think so because the other guy walking by in the screen didn't have any kind of cord at all.
Wow. He just
What?
put this to.
He had gas.
Thanks, Pete.
Gassy robots. There we go.
He had
It's called exhaust. Thank you.
Well, if we're gonna make them humanoid and humanoid-like,
put all the quirks in there. All right.
That's
well, I hope
funny.
you had as
So-
much fun as we did.
we did, but we need the package count. Jesse, do you
Oh, yeah,
have
what
that
is
from
it?
when we started the show? How many packages has Bob actually been able to process here?
So currently on the live, he is at 246,322.
And we started with, I wrote it
I'm
down,
trying to pull up my calculator here.
245,592.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have you read that here in a second. 246, 322. What is it? 245.
245, 592.
It was like 800.
730 packages.
Okay.
So 730 packages
In a half an
processed in
hour.
a half hour's time.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I could do that.
You could do that, but could you do that for 9 days straight?
Well, no.
You know. And you got to pass gas at some point in time, just like Bob here, right?
Yeah, I mean, Bob
know?
glitched, and we had it here. You saw it here, folks. Bob glitched. All right. Well, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this podcast. We're here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Arizona time. We appreciate you joining us. If you have any comments, please drop them in the comment section on YouTube or X or wherever we are, and we'll be sure and respond if we see the comments. So we thank you for being here. For now,
And
I'm
look,
Mark
he gave
Beach.
us a thumbs up there for a moment. We'll take that. Thank you, Bob. See, there he goes again.
Here we
Thumbs
go.
up. Hey,
Hey.
thank you. Thank you again. I'm John Dotson.
Have a great day.